Rose Room Discussion. That track was called Lean Back, something I produced a while back. And I'm here. I'm pretty much still going to speak my conversation to any and everyone that is listening. Um, the last time I had this show, I was talking about hidden information. I have been watching a pastor recently on YouTube and a bunch of other different pastors because I told you once again my faith is in the Most High Elohim, Yahweh Shah, Yahweh, um, Yahuwah. I mean, the King of all kings, the Most High. That's my faith. I don't push my faith upon anybody else. I don't force anybody else to follow my faith, and I don't force anybody to change their faith. You can believe in whatever you want to believe in. That's just something that kept me in a good mindset for a lot of years and kept me out of trouble. Um, I truly have seen a lot of stuff going on. And what this pastor was talking about was about how these agents that are sent in your way. And today's show is based on entertainment purposes. The views and points are from a theoretical standpoint. Information that you can basically find is all on the World Wide Web. It's everywhere on all social media websites. I'm just a person that's speaking my conversation and giving my own, um, you know, perspective about what I feel on the situation. Um, Recently, I have seen from my viewpoint that there's a lot of individuals that are trying to hinder at this day and age. Hindering, I mean, like blocking, trying to stop you doing petty things, trying to call law enforcement, just stuff that's, it's kind of like low energy mindset stuff. It's stuff to get you into a level that's not even real. One of the things I was dealing with is that at school, I go to Solano Community College. Um, I had a person that broke into my backpack. My backpack is, my personal stuff, and it was inside of a locker. The locker was supposed to be viewed by a camera, but somehow this person was able to, be seen on camera, and it was just very strange. And, it's tax season. I got my taxes already, but I had my personal information locked up inside of my backpack, and the person actually ripped into my bag to get my information. It just showed me that there's a lot of people that are agents that are pretty much, you know, trying to do any and everything they can to get you into a realm of hurting someone or pretty much doing something against the law. You know, um, I was contacted. They did give me a number at the school, for the person that is the security there and law enforcement because, I can't just go around the school and just attack people and beat people up. It's not really something you can do in school. So I just did it the right way, you know, contacted the right people, made sure everything was done properly. It's always a way to juggle. I'm also taking care of other things of that nature on the sidelines. So that's what it was. And you know, that case number was dash 02066 by a guy named John Perez. He works at the school. He was able to, help me out at that time. But yeah, like I said, there's a lot of underhanded, cowardly attacks. There's people that I thought that weren't working with law enforcement, and I found that all this time they really were working with law enforcement. Like I mind you, I state I don't sell drugs, never sold drugs. Um, I've never been a rapist, child predator, anything of that nature. And anything of that nature. I think also data, a what do you call that a video drive. Well, it's like a camera drive for a camera that you would use to take pictures. It was taken out of my backpack too, also. So that was something that was stolen out of my backpack, and I think they stole my class schedule and a sheet which my instructor would have to fill out, and probably some other stuff. There's just a lot of little just kid stuff, you know. But yeah, it has some of my information on there. I did let the person know I'm going to be, pursuing that and making sure I contact all the right agencies on the following day, Monday. That's the best time to do it. This week has been very, you know, entertaining with dealing with a lot of different individuals from different perspectives, trying to find ways to, like I say, hinder. And that's the name of this show today, hindering. Um, I'm just talking about that because these individuals tend to try to stop you at the gate. They try to hinder your way in. They want to block. They want to try to trip you. They want to try to throw things in front of you. They want to try to put actors in front of you, people acting like they're gang members, people talking tough, doing all these things of that nature. As you can see, there's nothing going on at night. None of these people are not out robbing anything. They're just actors sent to hinder. And if they're not sent to hinder, they're sent to try to stumble you and try to cause you to lose your position in life. So that's something I wanted to speak on. Just be careful when you're dealing with people like that because that's their game. They're in a hateful frequency. They want to find ways to make you upset. For instance, today I had to deal with a gentleman that I was in a laundromat, and this gentleman was probably like 6'3". I'm like 6'1". He's probably just a little bit bigger than me. I'm like 196, and he's probably like two. He looked like he's probably like 220 or something like that, or 230. But he asked for change. Um, he came in on a bicycle, but he was very aggressive to the women there. It was a lot of people that were like women, not a lot of men. Only one other man was a Hispanic guy there. Um, I guess he came to the Hispanic woman. She gave him $1. I felt sorry for him because he was of my own nationality, and I thought to myself, "Wow, he's coming in here kind of like asking for change." So I gave him 75 cents. It's on video. It's at the local laundromat where I live at, right around the corner. Um, then he comes back again asking for more money later on, like probably 30 minutes later. So I said, wow, to myself, wow, this guy's kind of like a bully. He's coming in here just, but he's also hindering other people from taking care of their business of washing their clothes. It was people in there with kids. They was taking care of their kids, taking care of their stuff. And then like this man is like kind of intimidating, just standing over them, um, hindering them just in their way, you know, not being respectable, not being courteous, not even being thankful, pretty much just coming in, just kind of like hindering. He did say God bless the first time, but I think that was kind of like a generic way of doing it. Then he came back the second time. He didn't say God bless them when he got the money again from another person. So that's what I'm talking about. People that will come in and try to use ways to either bully you. They would try to use ways to I guess, put fear into you, cowardly tactics, trying to stop you from doing stuff that's positive. So it's the hindering type mindset. This is what we're dealing with now. We're dealing with people who don't have faith in any type of religion. They don't have faith in themselves. They just look to cause chaos in other people's lives and hinder you with falsification. For instance, I had a person that I know who lied and said I had a disease. They claimed that I had raped some children. They claimed all this stuff. Even though I had to do a fingerprints to get the job that I had, they don't hire you if you have any of these things on your record. You'll be, you know, unable to get that job in that profession. and also the program that I'm in, the school that I'm in, all these other things, and a lot of these other certifications that I had to go through. You have to do fingerprint background screening. Um, you have to go through all these processes. Um, they don't let you on these programs if you have any of these things. So I seen that the person was kind of jealous of me. So what they do in order to hinder me and try to stunt my growth, they decided to put rumors. But I also offered the person to go on to the Judge Mathis show. I offered them that chance, because they were stating that I sold drugs, all these things, just stuff to make up lies to hinder you. Made up lies, telling people I was angry, things of this nature that never even happened. Like I said, I'm from the Bay Area. I lived here for a long time. I moved out, went to Southern California. I joined the California Conservation Corps, which you already heard that story. Became a fireman for 10 years. After that, went to another state, pursued another career, got a lot of certifications, came back home. Never had any problems with anybody here. I never got into many robbery situations, no drug situations, never stole from nobody around here, never had any type of issues. Nothing at all. Nobody can really speak on my name because I never had any um, contact with a lot of people. And the people I did ran with at that age, they're all grown, mature people with children and have houses and things of that nature. And they know my whole background, and it's nothing I can hide from anybody. But when you're dealing with these groups of people now that are trying to hinder you, and they're not able to function in a proper manner, and they're like agents sent to block you from your position, they will come up with these lies. But what they don't understand is that I've been here for so long in California. It's crazy. I've been to the southern. I have friends in the southern and the northern and in the mid California, and pretty much everybody knows me, and everybody knows I never sold any type of narcotics, no drugs, or had any prostitutes, or did anything of that nature. I just grew up in the inner city, rough life, just like any other person, any other individual that came up in this California lifestyle. We all grew up in these places that are pretty much volatile due to the drugs and the things that were dropped off here, not by us, but by other people that we don't, you know who they are supposedly. And that was that situation. But I noticed that this is the new game for a lot of people out there, and I wanted to speak this to a lot of young people and people my, um, you know, uh, mindset are on the same energy. Um, there's a lot of hindering. Hindering means that people are trying to um, pretty much when you're doing something positive, they're trying to figure out a way to make you not look positive because they have hatred. They don't know how to go get their own stuff. They don't know how to be happy with their own life. And they're always trying to continue to find ways to irritate, stop, or pursue you from having your own happiness. Um, that's one of the big things that we have to deal with at this point in time, the hindrance of people. Because this is a spiritual warfare now. That's why I say you have to stay prayed up, stay away from people, which I do. I've learned to be my own best friend, and one of the biggest best friends I have is only my, you know, heavenly Father, Yahweh, Yahweh Shah, Elohim, the Most High, Yahuwah. That's why I find all my friendship in and praying to the angels and what I believe in my faith. Like I said, once again, I don't force my faith upon no one else. I don't tell them that they have to be what I am, and I don't agree with you needing to follow me. I agree with you can be whatever faith you choose to be. You can be a Catholic, Christian, you can be a Jehovah's Witness, you can be a Muslim, whatever you choose to be, whatever makes you feel comfortable where you're not hurting or harming or causing problems with nobody else. But you have to be very careful because this is hindrance. Also, I did speak about hindrance in that term because I had to deal with a problem when I lived in El Cajon, California. I did speak on it last time somewhat. I had a cousin that came and lived with me with his sister. Um, and I also had a niece that visited. Later on down the road, like I stated to you, I found a hidden camera in my apartment. The hidden camera was based in the fan area and also in the restroom where the shower was at. So, I almost lost my way by almost hurting my manager because I found out he was a drug addict. Um, the place was shut down. They got new management. I think something happened to him. A lot of people was not paying. They were playing with drugs. I think also a guy came and shot his house up due to the fact that he owed money for drugs. So, I believe in the Most High does pay you back when universal law, God, God, you know, is basically paying you back. And so you got to be, very, very careful when you do things to people in this day and age because it will come back. On that note, I'm going to skip to my first break and I'll be right back and I'll give some more take on some other things that I had to endure and I want you to know about hindering.
Lean back. Kind of bubble instead of the scan and come up and touch your meal. Lean back. Lean back. Lean back. Kind of bubble instead of the scan and come up and touch your meal. Lean back. Lean back. Lean back. Kind of bubble instead of the scan and come up and touch your meal. Lean back. Lean back. Kind of bubble instead of the scan and come up and touch your meal. Lean back. Lean back.
Hello, I'm back. And yes, I'm still Copper Tone and I'm here on a microphone. Yeah. Um, yes. I was speaking about hindrance. I also have an annoyance group of individuals that try to hinder, which one I had to deal with was a young underage kid. I guess a bunch of people where I lived at when I first moved in. One of them gave him a firearm, and the kid thought he was some type of like big gangster in the neighborhood, which this neighborhood is very quiet. The area is very quiet. There's not a lot of violence. You do have like wannabe gangs, but there's not nothing over here where there's like sideshows in the intersection. They're not shutting it down. They're not shooting out with the police. They're not banks being robbed on a daily basis. This is not like certain parts of the Bay. But certain individuals they want to have attention very bad, so they're willing to just to act very quickly, put on the act. So one of my uh, individuals that live in my neighborhood, I guess, tried to hinder me, set me up. They tried to get this child to have some type of quarrel with me so they can record it and give it back to law enforcement and to the complex. I found that very cowardly because these people are also involved in stuff that's illegal. And then they try to act like they're hardcore, but they're also telling on people. So that's another hindrance. So, you got to be careful of that um, game that they're playing too, also. That's another game for young people to watch out for because nowadays people think that people are not working with law enforcement. Yes, they are. Um, a lot of people you think that are so called gangsters and thugs and all this nature and have these so called tattoos and talk all this crazy stuff and they'll do this and that. Why you don't see any of these guys go robbing banks and taking all the money from the banks? Why you don't see these guys run up in diamond stores on a daily basis? None of this stuff happens on a daily basis. It happens every now and then, but some of this stuff is more of to me like strategize and you don't know who's really in on it. And a lot of this stuff is inside jobs because I've seen a bunch of different people being caught here. I guess one guy paid some good young guys to rob his place. Later on, law enforcement found out it was an inside job for him to get insurance money. So you got to kind of look in between the wording and the reading. Look between the lines, like they say. That's what I start to do with certain people because I see like a lot of stuff is set up plans and acts to remove you out of your position, acts to get you in a place to where you're hindered. Now you're stumbling and falling, and you're not understanding why you're tripping so much, but tripping as a way, as in, I'm saying it as a how can I state this in a metaphorical way, like tripping. Basically, you're tripping on people and you're losing your position by worrying about them. They're trying to hinder you. They're trying to get you to stumble in your walking. Because if you're walking up straight and right, you're doing everything righteous, you shouldn't be tripping over anybody. And if you're there are on the ground laying there trying to get you to trip, you just step over them. Like Iverson did oh boy in that game, you know what I mean? Where he just kind of made that shot and then he lifted his leg up very high and just walked over him. Don't trip, you know. Um, but yeah, this is what the game is about. It's a lot of hindrance. You know, people want to see you in a position to where you're arrested, to where you're looking bad, to where they can call the police on you. They'll do all these things very desperately. But that's why I learned a lot of people, and I put this on my life and existence. I mean, as I speak, you know, I mean this, and I mean this truly. And if I'm lying, you know, then check this out. If I'm lying, um, hmm, every individual out there that has listened to me will pretty much win $10 million if I'm lying. So, but if I'm telling the truth, pretty much like I am, you know, you'll see everything that'll come to truth, and every person that's against me will fall in the name of Elohim, Yahweh Shah, Yahweh, you know what I mean, Yahweh, in the name of the King of Heaven and Earth, and you will see that for your own self. And that's how I believe in my life, because I believe in the Most High has universal law, which some people would say that it's what goes around comes around. And some cultures they will call it karma. But I believe in, yeah, what you do to people will come right back to you. If you're trying to start problems and cause problems in your neighborhood and be a neighborhood nuisance, well, it'll come right back to you. When I'm dealing with, like I said, I'm just dealing with hindrance, cowardly people, people who don't really know how to do anything. They're just trying to figure out a way to fumble you, make you drop your ball, and make you um, not stay on the righteous path. And another thing today I was hearing about was people that are trying to sneak into people's apartments, putting hidden cameras. Like I stated to you, I lived in El Cajon, California, 961 South Sunshine, that area. They had a bunch of different groups over there. Um, there was gangs over there, Crips and Bloods. I didn't affiliate with them. You know, I knew about them because like I said, I come from the inner city myself. But at that time, I was doing a job as firefighting. I was a grown adult, mature. I didn't get involved in any of those type of things. I just sat there and watched them do what they do. Um, like I stated, later on, I found a hidden camera in my apartment. I complained to the management. Um, the manager tried to make it fall on deaf ears because I believe he was involved with it, may have been involved with child pornography, or may have been involved with some homosexual child pornography activity. I'm not sure what he was involved with, but to me, it was very sickening. I almost beat the brakes off of him. My cousin was there to witness it, but he's in a different position right now. And on top of that, uh, the place was shut down, like I stated. Um, but there was no compensation given to us. Um, and I guess there was a group of people who lived there that were child predators. They were also later on arrested and kicked out. There was a bunch of people that were drug addicts that were child predators. They were kicked out and destroyed later on. I feel sorry for the children that lived there because I guess one of the guys got turned out. I seen him later on when I was working in San Francisco. I used to work for a company delivering all kind of equipment and making a custom, crafted shipping materials. And on doing so, I pulled up to the site one day and seen a gentleman. I didn't know who he was. He seemed to be very upset and angry. And when I made eye contact with him, he kind of looked like he was shocked and he didn't know what to do. And First, I thought about recording him because I was about to say, "Oh wow, this is the same kid that used to live in El Cajon with me in San Diego, in that area." And I seen that he was turned out. He was in the streets doing stuff for his body and living in a vehicle. So I said, "Wow, um, very crazy." But I just felt very sad because I know the people that he was staying with were bisexual. They had drug addicts in there. They were living a wild life. They had child predators around the kids. The kids were experiencing with sexual things. They pretty much hindered those kids' life into a position of stuff that was not for them to really be involved with at that young of an age. Um, I didn't really know how to really express that, but like I said, Um, the owner came down, the manager was fired, place was closed down. They sold the place to another company reopened it. But yeah, that was very much a weird experience, you know. But like I say, I still go through some of these little things when you go to these little places here, in this place I live. Um, it's still people like that like to hinder other people and cause problems. They're just problematic people that just like to see other people have issues in life. They're not happy with themselves, like I keep stating. They're upset about what they're upset about themselves. I don't know if they don't like the way that they look. They don't like their life. They don't like how their life is going. Or they want to be something else in life that they're not choosing to do so and put out the effort to do so. But they're trying to make other people feel lesser than when they're accomplishing their goals in life. Um, yeah, I basically feel like those things need to be put out there because in this day and age we're catching a lot of people that are doing things that are against the law. They are getting away with it. Um, they're causing problems to people, and this is why people don't feel safe. I know some people are invested in cameras. I invested in things that, you know, and investing in firearms, which I suggest you should have legally, not illegally, legally. You know, own your stuff legally, so that way you can protect yourself legally. Um, I don't have any type of mental health illness or no mental health issue. I've never been diagnosed with any mental health illness or any mental health issue in my life. Um, so that's why I don't have any felonies. So the first thing I went to go do when situations got too rough and people were trying to intimidate me, and I did do the right thing, contact the proper authorities because you just can't go off the edge anymore and just try to act like Rambo and fight everybody that you can because you don't know who's watching you. You don't know what this person is sent and who they are sent by. And this could be a way of using a hindrance to stop you from growth and development. So get you a legal firearm if you have to protect yourself. You know, they're not that expensive. You're willing to buy Jordans, clothes, shoes, Versace, Gucci, all these other things. So if you're willing to get that, you're paying 1,000, 2,000 for that. Then you should pay 1,000, 2,000 for a firearm for your protection. Um, yeah. And on that note, I will come into a conclusion in a few moments, but not in my conclusion of my show, but on that topic. I'm going to go to the next topic after that. But yeah, I had another person too also that ran a scheme on me. Well, it was a family member. This family member did a very, how can I say, tricky scheme. The family member offered me to come to a birthday party, right? Now, on on this occasion, I'd never been to the family member's house. I didn't know where they lived at. I didn't know the address that they sent me was their address, actual address, but the person sent me a flyer with the address, and the address was to a restaurant, but the restaurant was not on the address. It would put it like this: the address that was shown on the flyer wasn't the restaurant address, it was the person's address. So I kept screenshots of everything, I always do that because I'm dealing with people nowadays and you can't never really trust anybody's word. That's really sad too, also. So upon that, when I got the information, I went to go buy the kids' gifts, right? So as I'm buying the kids' gifts, I call the person and ask them, "Hey, where do you live at?" The person doesn't answer the phone. I said, that's strange. I asked my family member to call the person because they was in a vehicle with me. The person didn't answer the phone. I said, try to get on Messenger. The person didn't answer the messages. Hmm. So upon that, I'm looking for the restaurant because the restaurant member is on the flyer with the address. So I'm like, hey, I'm going to a restaurant. I'm trying to figure out where this restaurant is at. I've never been here before. I don't know where this person lives at. They're not answering the phone. I can't get in contact with them. So I decided to just go ahead and follow that address. Upon finding out where the address was at, it led to the person's house. Now, I put this on my Facebook thinking that this was a celebration for the child, and I offered some friends to come with their kids to come, thinking that this is a address to a restaurant. Because the person who gave me the invite wouldn't pick up the phone, they wouldn't answer their messenger, they wouldn't answer the person that was with me, wouldn't answer anything. Now, upon arriving, I get there, I'm looking around, the person knows I'm there, but they're not coming out. Now, all of a sudden, I see a group of family members that I don't get along with because they know that they were involved with stealing my identification. I had a family member also too that was friends with that family member or had some type of agreement with that family member that also had stole my identification, stole my social security number, had used it multiple times for at least around like I think 3 years. Um, which is basically just trying to run amok in my name. Had got an apartment in my name and did all kind of stuff that was just foul. Um, I didn't really speak to that person because we left on those terms, and that's the same person I was telling you I invited to go to the Judge Mathis show with me. I also tried to contact the Steve Wilco show because I wanted to, expose this person because they kept trying to state I was raping kids, doing this, selling drugs. And I said, you know what? Let me put a stop to this person putting slander on my name and defamation. Let me either take them to court or let me either take them to national television so people can see this is all just con game. Um, Upon arriving once again, the person popped out, and then I gave the gifts, and then I said I did not want to come to the party because I found out it was nothing more but a lie. And the whole time, this person never told me where they lived. They told everybody else where they lived, gave me this flyer last minute, invited me somewhere, and then later on, I asked the person, while I was there, I'm like, hey, what's going on with your phone? Oh, my phone is out. It's not working right now. I haven't paid my bill. It's off. Okay. Now, upon me saying, okay, I'm going to take off. Here's just the gifts. Now, as I get on the freeway, this person texts me and tells me to take their address off the internet. I said, oh, take your address. Okay, my bad. I apologize. And I responded back to the person, I thought your phone didn't work. You see what I mean? So it was a game of hindrance. Then later on, the person put a image on Facebook stating that somebody stole their kids' gifts and all these things. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying to you that there's a lot of people that are set up con artists. They will set things up to put you in a position of hindrance, of hindering you, and making up lies. So that way they can get ways to attack you because they're really jealous of you. They can't stand up on real principle because, like I said, um, I offered the person that I didn't get along with to come to the Judge Mathis show. That was with the relative who offered me to come to the party. And if they both feel like as I was a bad person, I did all these things that they claim I did, they would have both came onto the show and got me and basically roasted me and put me on national TV, and I would have been paying them back money. But when a person is not telling you the truth and they're just lying, trying to hinder you because of their jealousy, this is the type of games I'm talking about. Hindering you, trying to figure out ways to where you live, trying to figure out lies. And then that person also lied and said I was a Trump supporter, which I wasn't. I just stated that I agreed with one thing that Trump stated, and I agreed with um, the fact that he was talking about the monies being spent that could have been paid to black reparations. And he was talking about how this monies are spent every year and how also that this country was allowing fake food into the country and allowing people to scam the country, which later on happened when the person was out of office. Remember the scam of the COVID scam, the scam of the unemployment scams, the scam of the PPP loan scams, the scams of just scams of scams that were going on, human trafficking scams, all these things that were happening that which this person did state. But I'm not a supporter of that person. I just basically agreed with some of the opinions. But based on the fact that these people were involved with criminals, they just wanted to find a way to hinder me. So it didn't really work. They just tried to stop me from doing things. But then that let me also get closer to the Most High Elohim, and that's why I'm able to do the things I'm doing now because of these people being so demonic and hateful and jealous. And I'm happy that they showed who they are because now they're going to have to live with that for the rest of their lives. And with all the lies they told later on, it's going to look very ignorant and stupid for them. And then people are going to see who they really are. And then now they're going to get caught on a lot of different stuff that they did for a while. So, on that note, I'm going to come back, speak on some more information, and speak some more rants, and give you my second, topic, and that will be the end of the shizo.
Lean back, lean back. Trying to bubble instead of this game to come up and touch a meal. Lean back, lean back. Lean back. Trying to bubble instead of this game to come up and touch a meal. Lean back, lean back, lean back. Trying to bubble instead of this game to come up and touch a meal. Lean back, lean back. Trying to bubble instead of this game to come up and touch a meal. Lean back, lean back. Lean back. Trying to bubble instead of this game to come up and touch a meal. Lean back, lean back, lean back.
Hello, I'm back.
Trying to bubble instead of this game to come up and touch a meal.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to do. As you can see, like I said it to you before, my company is Intelligent Sounds. The reason why I made that company was based upon I feel like any intelligent being, any life form can listen to sound. Sound is something that we all can hear, whether you're a human, animal, bug, whatever you are, um, non-existent thing, life form, whatever it is. Sound travels everywhere in space, through the ocean, through the sky, uh, through vibration. I just feel like whenever you can meet a person, you may not know how to speak their language, but when you're playing music, that sound can pretty much uh, right then and there create a friendship. Sounds to me are just always moving conversation. Whether you're hearing people, singing, whether you're hearing people talk, whether you hear people banging on something, beating on something, you hear cars, whatever it is, it just sounds is always something that you hear, and I feel like that's the common way we all, intelligently communicate through sounds. So that's why I got that name. That wasn't a name because I wanted to, and then I put the Z on it because I just feel like it goes on forever. Sounds, it's a nonstop. Just you'll understand what I'm saying later on. But yeah, I founded two companies. The other one was Mafi Records. That was with another relative of mine's. We did that adventure. It was supposed to be pretty big, but most of the individuals were trying to be too into the streets, and I didn't really want to, didn't really want to touch on that type of aspect of lifestyle anymore. I wanted to turn people from the streets and let them speak their conversation to give, you know, kids a better path out, so that way they can see what they, you know, had to endure. But certain people still wanted to be affiliated with it, so I kind of let that one go. But that was pretty fun. I made some good music. I made music with a lot of people from San Diego, from Seattle, um, from other places in the Bay Area, from all over United States, and it gave me a chance to first make my first amount of money off of that record label. I actually made another uh, record label. It was called Basic, uh, and it was spelled with the Sick, SICK. And then I did that one. I made my first amount of money. That was decent, around like close to another 5 grand. You know, uh, I made a little change back in the past off of this, but this is not really about money making, because I know that's something that I can't really focus on thinking about money. I'm just really doing this because I feel like I have a chance to speak out and open some people's horizons on situations that they may not be aware of around them, or things that they may not be able to express. And I could be speaking on something that can touch somebody's mind and enlighten them, and they'll be able to see it for what it is. So my second subject was about the undercover, I would say, um, undercover people who are snakes around you. With that last story, I told you about how that family member was using my identification, that was friends with the other family member who tried to manipulate me and make me look bad, which was also friends with another family member who tried to claim that I was a Trump supporter, which I just stated to you I never was. I just agree with the points that the man was talking about. And one of the points was talking about how the country was spending tons of money on these different things. And as you can see for yourself, if you look at social media, you're looking at the news right now, you're looking at any news platform, you're seeing it for yourself. Um, these things have all come to light. So it's nothing I was saying was wrong. I know people are going to try to state to me I don't know what I'm talking about, but they know I know what I'm talking about. That's why I kind of broke ties with a lot of people, because I see that they were not really positive people to see you um, get into a better status in life. They wanted to see you pretty much not have anything and not have a opinion in life. You know, that's one of these games these people are up to. They want to psychologically break you down. But you know, it doesn't really work, because I believe in the Most High, and I believe in the Most High has a purpose for all individuals that walk on this planet. And no matter what another person may feel and think about you, you're here for a purpose. It may not be perfect every day. You may not do what they want you to do, but like I said, look at me. I came from the inner city, never had to sell drugs, never had to rob anybody, never had to human traffic any kids, rape any women, rape any boys, never raped any men, never had to beat any women. And, you know, I pretty much did everything the real way, worked by the sweat of my brow. I got a job and invested into myself. And I feel like that's what you have to do to show people that you are standing on your principles, and you're standing on, like they say, on your square. I'm pretty much 12 and 6, straight up and down. I don't do anything else out of pocket. I don't change on any other time. I come straight forward. Um, but the point that you're dealing with people nowadays, they have these different little games that they play. You know, one for instance that I noticed that a lot of people have been doing is that when I have an opinion, or when I catch them at something, they try to act as if that they're scared, and they try to put on an act. Or if you're doing something really good and you're catching them doing something really bad, they try to get people to turn against you, and they will, do the snake move, try to snake you, 42 fake you, um, play these little games uh, of, you know, trying to wrap you up like a python and squeeze you to death and then devour you. You have to be very careful of these type of things out there. And like I said, for your young listening, make sure you stay on your guard because like every day I have to deal with some type of person that's trying to run some type of trickery, lies, buffoonery, just jealous, things that are very common in this society. You would think that we live in 2024 that everybody would be more how can I say this, open about what other people's opinions and lifestyles are, because I know there's a community full of people that love each other of the same sex, and all these people celebrate it and they march in it. They're giving communities and tons of money, but when certain times when people like me are putting out my um, opinion about life and things that I went through from my theoretical standpoint and endeavors that I had to deal with, there seemed to be like a problem for others that don't agree with it, that want to dictate who I am and what I am, which is improbable because I'm sorry, but improbable because that doesn't make sense. Because if the Most High created us all in the same facial structure and we all were the same color and the same person, we would be born individuals and none of us would have any true story because we would be all the same. That's why we don't look the same. That's why we're not the same. Our vocal tones are not the same. We don't live the same lives. And that's why we need to respect each other on common ground. And that's something for the common people. You know, that's another show. Also, I'll promote that in there. Just want to sneak that in there for you real quick. Um, that's the power of the common people, to have their own perspective and to speak on their own point of views. I think no one should dictate you or hold you back from your dreams and your aspirations. If people do so, you should see that as an enemy or a venomous person that has no intention of helping you or does not like you. Um, yes. On that note, we have a couple of events coming up. One of the events, we're going to try to do some petitions. I'm going to try to do some petitions again. I'm going to be out and about. I will let you know. I'm going to post it up on my page. I do have a few individuals that I do still connect with. Like I said, you can find me on all social media platforms. I do music. I also do lightweight, what you would call, I would say, not freedom fighting, but I do, advocate for people of stand up for their rights because that's one of the constitutional laws that we have, and that's what our forefathers and basically for my people that were indigenous and also the ones that were enslaved died for me to do, and that's why I take this very seriously. And I try to come on here with a real conversation for you, not something about celebrity gossip or guns or beating women or disrespecting women or talking about things that's really out of pocket, that's not really in a narrative of real life that I'm dealing with or what anybody's really dealing with. Because right now we're dealing with social issues, we're dealing with economic issues, we're dealing with things that really hold our basic life pleasures in their hands, and they're trying to take those away from us. And these are things we need to step up on because, like I said, in my days in the 80s, um, we had a lot of trade programs. I'm seeing those slip away, just like I've seen a lot of Boys and Girls Clubs slip away. I've seen a lot of after school programs slip away. I've seen a lot of things that were for the community slip away. And these things are happening because our common power and our conversations and discussions are not being heard. So use your platforms for your to your advantage to get that out there. Um, I'm doing this for me, myself, and the people I represent in my own nationality. I know there's other people out there who represent their people. I have no problem with that. I just want to speak up for those who look like me and give them a voice and do what I can do while I'm here and do it the right way without harming or causing problem to anybody because I feel long as I'm not doing something that's going to hinder or stop or snake anybody, you know, I'm doing righteous. Others may say I'm not. They may try to come with dirt on my name, but like I said, ain't none of them gonna come battle me face to face. And if you feel like you have an opinion, um, I have a link. If you want to debate me, if you feel like you want to have a conversation with me and find any fine points with a little comb that I didn't cover or things that you think that I am lacking, yeah, you're free to come on here and talk to me. I invite you. It's not a problem at all. Like I said, this is a platform for people to have a voice. This is the Rose Room discussion, and that's what I do. I discuss topics that I'm dealing with, um, and I discuss topics that are going on around me and in this society. And this is my voice, and this is what I want to do with my life, and this is what I think other people should be doing with their life, standing up on their principles. Like they say, stand on all 10 toes. You know what I mean? And I'm going to play one more song. I'm going to come back, give my last little rant, and I'm outro. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. And please just sit back and lean back.
Lean back. Trying to bubble instead of this game to come up and touch your meal. Lean back. Lean back. Lean back. Trying to bubble instead of this game to come up and touch your meal. Lean back. Lean back. Lean back. Trying to bubble instead of this game to come up and touch your meal. Lean back. Lean back. Trying to bubble instead of this game to come up and touch your meal. Lean back. Lean back. Lean back. Trying to bubble instead of this game to come up and touch your meal. Lean back. Lean back. Lean back. Trying to bubble instead of this game to come up and
Oh, yeah. Trying to bubble instead of this game. That's what we do, man. We try to progress and address the things that other individuals think that is a residual. I'm sorry about that. I got tongue tied real quick. I apologize. I'm not perfect, so bear with me. Yeah. 42 fake you, snake you. That's another game. We went from the hindering to that. Um, Snakes, man. They're very venomous, and they're in different forms, and they have different warning signs to let you know when you're around a snake. Some snakes make sounds. Some snakes are aggressive to show you who they are. And some snakes wear colors to let you know how venomous they are. Some you have to be careful because they blend in and you don't see them until it's too late. And some are very dangerous, period, and can crush you and devour you. So you have to be on your guard, man. It's always something you got to deal with. In my type of, I guess I would say, skin tone, because people feel like they can always find a way to try to get over on us. That's why we're always constantly having to call people out, and people would always try to say we're negative, which we're really not. And I'm willing to put my life on this. Most of the majority of the people who do that are racially biased, and they're trying to figure out ways to manipulate us, and that's why they use us against us. Um, Most of the people I have to call out and check are sometimes people on my own because they're usually lapdogs for other people. You know, those people are cowards. They can't come to you. So what they'll do is try to get a person that is in their um, vibration to help them achieve their anger because their jealousy is not something that they can really find a cure for. So they figure if they find somebody that looks like you, it looks more better because for one, they don't look like the villain that they really are, the hatred that they really have for people of your nationality. So they'll use somebody that looks like you, close to you, so that way they're not seen as the aggressor, and then that way they can get you and that person out of the way, and they can get both of you guys' position. Because a lot of this stuff is about positioning right now, man. You're looking at how it is, these jobs, all these other things. It's all about positioning. People are trying to get common ground, but at the same time, other individuals, they are trying to only get people that look like them in a position. You see what I mean? So, we live in the Bay Area, a very diverse place of many different cultures and races. Um, Black Panthers were here, a lot of different groups here, and civil rights acts. And my culture, we did a lot to open the door for a lot of people, and we made sure that they had a good you know a good walkway. We laid down the brickwork, and then as we do so, we don't get any credibility for that, and then people just come and walk into the door without even paying homage. And it's still a racial bias here. You know what I mean? It still exists. Don't let it fool you at all. Don't let nobody tell you that it does not exist. Racism is still alive today. It's just used in a different manner. Sometimes people don't want to hear that, but it's the truth. You know, because if it wasn't, everything would be cool with everybody. But people always feel like they need to dictate and tell another person what they can do in their own culture and their own lives. You know, I like I said, certain people have religious cultures. I've seen people follow that and respect that. Certain people have cultures about their race, and they respect that. But when it comes to people of our nationality, we're depicted by what they see on television. They try to use rap music and other imagery as a way to disrespect us, and then media and all these other powers that be will amplify that by giving people the status higher than those who have worked in a real job or a 9 to 5 that is an honest job. Not saying that none of these people are not honest, none of them are not really working. I'm just saying to you that the projective image of a black man doing a 9 to 5, coming home, taking care of his kids, is not what people want to see anymore. They want to see chaos in our households. They want to see us fighting, arguing against each other, pulling out guns. They want us to be their entertainment, and they want to figure out a way to keep us being um, at a lower vibration and stepped on and being disrespected. And somehow we need to really start addressing this with people. I know I have, but sometimes when I do so, these people try to make me look like as if I'm the bad person, you know, because I had a doctor, I had a medical condition, um, which I had a back injury. I had two back injuries. I had to come back. Hallelujah. You know, all praises due to Yahweh Yahweh Elohim the Most High, Yahweh. You know what I mean? Heavenly Father. He gave me the he gave me the mercy. He gave me the will and the strength. I had to come back, man. When I was hurt my first one, I had people laughing at me. They were trying to disrespect me when I had my back hurt. I had a lumbar disc. I had a herniated disc. I had also a what do you call that? Degenerated disc. So all these three things: back was swollen, legs were swollen, couldn't walk, had to get on my knees to crawl, use the restroom, everything else. Um, it took me a year, almost 2 years to get better from that one. The second one, worked for a company. They worked me like a dog. I even worked for them. They actually took the whole week off, and I was the only one at the job site pulling and pushing and picking up stuff by myself. Can you imagine that? Everybody at the company gets a Christmas break while you're working, and every day I was on time. When I was even on time, most of the supervisors and other people who had the keys to the job, they wouldn't even show up on time. We had jobs to go pick up stuff. They weren't even there on time. Um, it was just crazy, man. And with that wear and tear, after wear and tear, working hard, coming up. I used to come all the way from Vallejo, California, all the way to San Francisco. The other dudes lived right there in San Francisco and couldn't even show up on time. I would get there every time. I would wake up at 5 in the morning just to get across the Bay Bridge in traffic at 6:40. I had to be there at by 7:30. Had to hurry up and go to Safeway, get me a piece of bread, a drink, get to work by 7 o'clock. Get into the gate, wait. Had to pull all this stuff out that was like 100 pounds. Had to use the forklift, everything possible. Then load the truck with all the supplies that we need. Then on top of that, drive the truck. Um, it was just crazy, man. Really crazy. But when I hurt my back, the same people that I work for, they tried to discredit me. They tried to get people to go against me. People that they got were just big ass liars anyway. Everybody know that now. And then they tried to put my medical condition information out there. And I also was misdiagnosed. Had to go to the hospital multiple. I went to the hospital like probably 30 times or more, arguing with the doctor and other people for misdiagnosing me. Um, I would play a clip, but I don't want to get sued because it's doctors' names in it and stuff like that, and you will hear the real conversation and you hear them lying and everything. I caught them in lies, and it was sad. I had to actually record them just to catch them for my lawyer, just to get my monies that I was owed. But that's what I said. They tried to snake me, you know, and that's what I had to deal with. I feel like it's not something that anybody else has to deal with in life. I'm like I said, I'm by myself, all by myself. I'm a man by myself. I don't put my burdens on a woman. I don't put my burdens on anybody else in my culture. I'm who I am all by myself. Michael Rose all by myself. I'm not Johnny, Billy, Bobby, Ricky, or Mike. Um, I don't want nobody else to feel any sympathy for me, but I just want you to really, truly understand that there's things out there to hinder you, snake you, and 42 fake you. And just be on your game, man. And be humble and be peaceful and don't let it get to you too much because at the end, you know, we win the battle. We already won the battle. Like I heard this guy say, we're just dealing with it in the physical form, but in the spiritual form, the Most High has already given us the victory. We just have to deal with it here on this earth to, you know, push hard and stand like soldiers. Put your shield on, your armor on, and stay peaceful, stay prayed up. Uh, much love to you, and love to anybody out there who heard my podcast. Uh, stay peaceful, man, and just stay away from these people that are trying to hinder you, man. And be prepared to fight and put your shield and your armor on because this is spiritual warfare. It really is. All right. Thank you, and I appreciate you.
Lean back. Lean back. Trying to bubble instead of this game to come up and touch a meal. Lean back. Lean back. Lean back. Trying to bubble instead of this game to come up and touch